It's Monday morning. Due to the pent-up frustration of wanting to be productive but being unable to, you decide that today is going to be the day where you finally start making conscious decisions to actually improve your life. Oh, I'll just check my messages and start my tasks. You open Instagram and before you know it, you actually see quite a lot of your friends have actually posted stories. Oh, I'll just check a few of those stories out, reply to the messages and start my tasks. One story after another story after another story, and before you actually know it, you've been at it watching story after story after story for almost an hour. This is the story of almost every single person of my generation. Even me, I was like this for the entirety of 2021, half of 2022. I don't even blame myself, nor do I blame half of the people of my century, because social media companies, TV shows, advertisements, all of them are literally scientifically designed to actually capture your attention and hold it, which by the way is the most valuable thing in the 20th century. Literally, attention is literally, companies pay billions of dollars and millions and billions of dollars to actually grasp your attention. So it is the most valuable thing in the 20th century. These companies and these advertisement companies and these TV shows have purposely designed it in such a way where once they have your attention, it is literally psychologically difficult for us to break out of that cycle. In this section of the video, I am going to explain the science behind how social media companies keep you hooked to their platform. I'm going to mention the science behind a little bit of science behind dopamine as well. So for those people who just want the steps of improving your willpower, I am going to mention the timestamp somewhere in the video right now. Skip forward to that part if you don't want to hear the science, but I do recommend you stay here and listen to the science part, because it will help you understand human psychology as a whole and help understand you better. But I do understand the people who just want to fast forward to the steps. So I will mention the timestamp somewhere in the video. So so let's just get into it. So the science of social media. We humans, I think this is pretty basic. I think most of the people already know this. We humans, we have a neurotransmitter called dopamine. Dopamine is actually responsible for reward, pleasure and motivation. Dopamine, I will make a separate video on dopamine because quite frankly, dopamine is quite a very large topic, and I frankly have a lot of tips to optimize dopamine to actually improve your life and to improve motivation and all that. But for this video, I'm gonna keep the information related to only willpower, and so just to ensure the fact that this video doesn't actually get very long. So let's just get into it. So dopamine, it was actually stated in a scientific study that it was the highest when anticipating towards the event, and it actually started plummeting after the event itself, during the event and after the event itself. So for example, I'm just gonna use a personal example. If your brother's marriage is in a month, the study actually says that what the study means is that your pleasure will be actually the highest one day prior to your brother's marriage, and will actually start decreasing during the marriage itself and onwards. Happiness and pleasure when it comes to events like this, it's actually tied up to the build up. It's actually tied to the build up to the marriage, to the event itself, and not the actual event. What that, again, I'll just use a different example, same concept, different example. If you are looking to become a millionaire, it's not actually you becoming the millionaire itself which will give you the most happiness, but rather the path towards becoming the millionaire that will actually grant you the most happiness. I'll tie this back to how social media companies use this literal concept of just the entire pleasure being tied up to the build up but not actually the event. How social media companies use this is, before I explain the science behind it, I'll just mention a very interesting fact which led me to discovering the science behind it. I actually saw this study, or I saw this fact, whereas TikTok, which primarily has short form content, it actually has more watch time than YouTube, which has long form content. Think about it, that's super interesting. Isn't that super interesting? If you look at it logically, TikTok should have less watch time because it has short form content. YouTube should basically have more watch time, but because it has long form content, but it doesn't. Why? Because TikTok literally has cracked the algorithm of human beings. Literally, they have found a way to actually grasp your attention, help you stay focused, or help you stay interested by timing their videos only about 5 to 10 seconds. So your brain actually, whilst you are watching the specific reel, your brain is not actually watching the specific reel. Your brain is like 25% here, 75% anticipating the next perfect reel which is gonna come. Newsflash, the perfect reel never is gonna come. Your brain constantly hopes for this perfect reel. The perfect reel is never actually going to come. So it's like extremely interesting. This is the entire concept. So if you do feel difficult, or if you literally feel like it's genuinely difficult, like I understand, I just need to close the app but I'm physically not able to, it's normal. We are just being hijacked by their scientific methods. They've scientifically designed it in such a way that it literally feels physically impossible. So how do you break out of it? The title of the video, the purpose of the video, willpower. Now that the science of dopamine, the science of human behavior, signs of how social media companies use said human behavior to help us, make us stay addicted, make us stay addicted and make us stay on their platform. Now that all of that is out of the way, now I will move on to the part where I will mention concrete ways on how to improve willpower. Like there are 3 steps basically to improving willpower. Like making this a habit will actually be ideal, but this is how you can basically improve willpower. Step 1, like you have to recognize something that you have trouble resisting. Like for example, for some people this is social media. For some people these are chocolates. Like for me it's sugar. It's like sweets. Because in my day I don't consume sugar directly. Like I don't put sugar in my coffee, and I've stopped drinking coffee. I'll make another video on that. But I don't consume sugar directly. So when I do indirectly consume sugar, sometimes it actually starts getting addictive. So basically, leave that out of the way. Step 1, it's actually recognizing something that you have trouble resisting. This can be anything that you want. Just note down in autistic detail, like just note down in insane detail every single thing that you have trouble resisting. Step 2, you allocate 15 to 30 minutes of your day wherein you voluntarily expose yourself to the thing. Wherein, like for example, like modern advice is if you have trouble resisting chocolates, you throw out all of the chocolates down the bin. That is actually the wrong approach, because if you do that, the next time you accidentally stumble upon a chocolate somewhere down the road, or when you are in a shop or something, your willpower will pop and you will feel insane cravings towards the chocolate, and you will find yourself feel extremely difficult to actually control that urge. So what I actually recommend and what I actually want you guys to do is, if chocolate is the one thing that you have trouble resisting, you keep that chocolate in front of you 15 to 30 minutes. You just sit on your desk like this, you keep your chocolate in front of you in your table, and you stare at the chocolate like a maniac for 15 to 30 minutes. Start with 15 minutes and actually scale it to 30 minutes, but start with 15 minutes. Actually look at the chocolate like a fucking monkey, like a maniac for 15 minutes, like an actual maniac. Keep staring at it, but don't indulge. Obviously, don't indulge. Just keep staring at it for 15 minutes, and after that, just put the chocolate away. Right after that, just put the chocolate away, and after step 2, which is 15 minutes of voluntary exposure, you move on to step 3, where after the 15 minutes you actually go down and journal. Every single thing that you felt during step 2, you will journal. Like as you are looking at the chocolate, you will have a lot of beliefs, a lot of limiting beliefs. Like for example, mine would be, if at all chocolate was the thing that I'd have trouble resisting, if the chocolate is in front of me, my limiting beliefs would be, one chocolate doesn't harm anyone. Like just because I have this chocolate right now, nothing's gonna change. Chocolate isn't even that bad after all. I'm just pulling this out of my head, by the way. All of these things are things literally that I've felt. Chocolate helps improve brain power, right? All of these excuses, which literally is your brain trying to convince yourself, is your brain trying to literally hypnotize you into indulging in the activity. Don't, right? That is actually how you improve willpower. Like after voluntary exposure, you actually consciously note down everything that you felt with regards to the actual activity itself, just so that next time you actually expose yourself to these chocolates, or expose yourself to the things which you have trouble resisting, you will be better equipped, as in the kind of thoughts which will arise in your mind, and you'll have like a general idea or general consensus of what to resist or what to expect basically. So I'll just summarize everything. Step 1 is recognizing what you have trouble resisting. Step 2 is basically allocating 50 to 30 minutes of your time, 15 to 30 minutes of your time every single day, exposing yourself to the particular thing, voluntarily exposing yourself to the particular thing. And step 3 is actually, after exposing yourself to the particular thing, you actually journal every single thing that you actually felt during the exposure itself. So now that that's out of the way, I'll just quickly mention the resource. Like you guys do get resources in this video, so in the description below I've actually included like a willpower notion template, like a cheat sheet, basically a cheat sheet, a willpower cheat sheet, which has the 3 steps which is mentioned above, the 3 steps which I mentioned above, like step 1, step 2 and step 3. And it also has like a section where you can write all the things which appeared in your head. Basically it's like a place where you can journal your thoughts. And also towards the right, like that, the thing will be cut into 2 sections. Left you can journal everything, and right it will basically have step 1 and step 2 and step 3 basically. Just the gist of it, right? So do get your hands on the cheat sheet. Like the willpower cheat sheet is absolutely free, so when you guys are indulging in this activity, make sure you journal. If you do want to use my cheat sheet, you can go ahead, but frankly, ideally, what I would want you guys to do is just write down pen and paper, right? I don't know why that works better, but I personally have tested both of that and it actually does work better. If you guys don't want to do that, the willpower cheat sheet in the description is there completely for free, so make sure you guys get your hands on that. Now that that step is out of the way, like all the 3 steps, I do have like a bonus step or like an honorable mention, if you may. Apart from all the other steps above, the basic practice of meditation like just improves your willpower also, right? I mean, meditation has so many benefits. I might make a video separately on meditation itself, but like meditation has so many benefits that of course it improves willpower as well, right? Like meditation, it actually helps your mind completely stay clear and be very mindful of the limiting beliefs which actually appear in your head during the 15 or 30 minutes of willpower training. Like for example, when I'm looking at the chocolate, before actually the limiting belief strikes me, there is like that layer of protection which says this is a limiting belief, comma, this chocolate, there is nothing that's gonna happen if I actually consume this chocolate right now. That first part is actually what safeguards you against the entire limiting belief itself. Like if there wasn't the first part, you'll actually be contemplating whether that actual statement is true or not. Like, is it actually true? Like, will there actually be no difference if I consume this chocolate right now? Like, what if I'm missing out on the brain points or the boost of my brain, I suppose, when consuming the chocolate? What if I miss out on that? That is a limiting belief. Like, what you're looking to do is improve willpower. It's not to boost your brain or whatever. Like, boosting willpower will naturally boost your brain as well. Like, I'm not denying the fact that maybe a small amount of chocolate will improve your brain, like will improve your cognitive ability. I'm not denying that fact. But when you're trying to do something, it's actually very interesting, your brain trying to like pull you away from that like thing that you're trying to do. Like, very, very interesting. But yeah, I mean, apart from all the other steps, meditation absolutely helps. It helps you stay clear, or actually very importantly notice the limiting beliefs when they actually occur. So meditation is again an absolute must. I'm not going to go well in depth about meditation. About that I have like a PDF down below, which again you can download completely for free, which will contain like 2 specific meditative practices which I have personally used and gotten results. And these meditative practices are solely designed to improve your willpower, right? And other details like how, like the kind of duration that you should be doing it in, and how it actually improves willpower, I actually have mentioned it in the description below, in the PDF in the description below, so you guys can get that PDF completely for free as well. So if you guys do want to know more about the meditative practice which improves willpower, it absolutely will. Get your hands on the PDF down below, which is completely for free again. So in conclusion, like improving willpower is like literally a skill. Like, it's beneficial and required in this day and age where there are all sorts of temptations which you need to resist everywhere. These temptations are literally everywhere in all areas of your life. So just mastering this one skill, this one particular character trait, just improving this character trait of yours will actually skyrocket your life in so many areas of your life. If you actually invest just 15 to 30 minutes of your day every single day, where doing this practice that I mentioned, just 30 minutes of your day every single day, just resisting everything that you have trouble resisting, your willpower character trait will actually keep on increasing, where it will continue to pay dividends throughout your life. You just have to allocate 15 to 30 minutes of your day, and the result of that is like continued dividends, like continued benefits for the rest of your life. Talk about like a skewed ROI, like that's like the best ROI that you can take, that you can get, right? This video has been a little lengthy, but I hope I covered everything. If you guys do have any kind of doubts or any kind of things that you need me to like clarify, you can put that down in the comments. I hope this video helps you in some way, shape or form. And don't forget to get your hands on the PDF and the cheat sheet which is mentioned below, like the meditation PDF and the willpower cheat sheet template that I have mentioned below. So make sure you get your hands on that. Thank you guys for watching, and like see you in the next video.